remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create. Maizena. And my grandmother used to prepare this to me when I was a child, growing up in Puerto Rico. And Maizena, is no other thing than cornstarch. And it's a breakfast. And all you need is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch or Maizena, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 cups of fresh milk. Now, if you were to use evaporated milk, it's very likely that the color will turn a little bit darker. So that's why I will avoid it this time around. I prefer to look like the way my grandmother used to prepare. Also, you're going to need some cinnamon powder for the final touch. So very simple. I'm going to mix everything up now. Because I want the cornstarch to be dissolved. And I do this before I start cooking it, because I don't want any chunks or bumps or anything. I just want this taken care of now. So you're going to mix this well. I use a spoon, you can use a fork, you can use whatever. Have a pot, medium-high heat. I'm going to transfer from here to the other side. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stir this baby up. And you're going to do this for a while. Say somewhere between 15 to 20 minutes. Sorry, that's part of the process. Hopefully it takes less, because I have an electrical stove. My grandmother used to have a gas stove. But you have to mix it so it doesn't get plumps and anything like that. Might take you longer, might take you less. At the end, it's going to be a delicious result. About 3 minutes in, I reduce the heat to medium. You have to be careful because, sugar can burn a little bit. See, like here, the chunk, taking the shit out. See. So 18 or so minutes later, it's going to thicken a little bit after you shake. Once it does that, after you stir and it starts thickening, transfer into a plate, put some cinnamon powder, and here it is. See how nice? Perfect, huh? Avena de Puerto Rico. This is, in essence, oatmeal. And all you need here is about a cup of fresh milk or a cup of water, that would do too, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and about 1/3 of a cup of the oat. And you want to have handy some ground cinnamon. Doesn't matter what is the brand, by the way. I'm using Quaker, but you can use any type of brand you want. So I have my pot ready. And let me put a medium high for now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the milk. And have some more milk handy in case you need it. I'm going to add the oat. And I'm going to add the sugar. You can use sugar substitute, or you can do it without sugar. It's up to you. Or you can add a little bit more. And then what you're going to do, you're going to stir this baby. And you're going to let it prepare. So it's going to start boiling. When it boils, just reduce your heat a little bit. But it's getting the consistency already. And you're going to do this until you get that consistency. And it's not going to take a long time, depending on the stove you're using. This is electrical, you're using gas. You know, you have to consider this stuff. It might take you 2 minutes, it might take you 5 minutes. Who cares? You know? But it's not going to take a long time. That's the beauty about this. This one have a nice consistency already, so I'm going to transfer from here to this plate. And go to the next final step. Look at this beauty, huh? Look at this beauty. Let me turn it off. And one thing I forgot to mention is if it becomes too thick, you can add a little bit more water or milk, whatever you're using. Doesn't matter. Now that you transfer it to a plate, just put a little bit of cinnamon. Some people like to put raisin on top. You can do that if you put in a little cup. I put it in a plate because I want you to see what I have here, but you can put it in a cup. You can add some fruits like berries, you know, blackberry or whatever. Some people put a little bit of salt. I don't like to put salt. I like it sweeter. But you can put a little bit of salt when you're cooking it. You can put a little bit of vanilla extra while you're cooking it. I decided not to. I wanted to go 100% straight up. Let's cook and let's eat type thing. Harina de maíz. Some people call it crema de maíz. My grandmother call it harina de maíz. And what you're going to need here is the yellow corn meal. I have about 1/3 of a cup. You're going to need some white sugar or sugar replacement. Whatever amount, 1/4 cup, maybe 3 tablespoons, whatever you want for your taste. You're also going to need a couple cups of milk. No matter what type of milk, fresh milk, whatever. I'm going with coconut milk. Coconut milk for me. But traditionally, it's regular milk. You need a stick of cinnamon. And you're going to need some star anise, optionally. You can also have some ground cinnamon available. And of course, some vanilla extract. It's very simple. So I have a pot here. Oven is off. You can actually do this in another container and then transfer it here. I don't feel like doing more dishes than I have to. So what I do here, I'm going to put a little bit of my milk, coconut milk in my case, fresh milk, yours, almond milk, doesn't matter, my friends, it doesn't matter. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the sugar. Amount is to your taste. This might be a little bit too much, so I'm going to use some. Start mixing wooden, this is wooden spoon. Start mixing things. They're beautiful. Let me get some of the, a little bit of the, just a cap, just a little bit of the extract. Just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. Few drops. Mix. Then you're going to add your yellow caramel. And this stuff you want to mix well before you start cooking. You want to mix it well. If you feel that you need more milk, that's up to you. But before you turn this heat on, make sure everything is mixed well. So you're going to do this like for a couple minutes because you want everything to mix well. Otherwise, you're going to have bumps and hard parts, you know. That's not good. Now that things are mixed well, I turn the heat to medium high. And I'm going to be moving this around, you know, stir. And it's going to be, it depends. I have an electrical stove here. I'll tell you 10 minutes, maybe 15, could be 20. Fact is, you're going to move this around like this until it gets the texture, kind of a somewhat thick texture, creamy and thick, but not hard. But you have to move it because if you don't, what is going to happen is it's going to start bubbling and then you're going to have bumps, hard bumps. And you don't want that. And actually, because I used coconut milk, it actually took me 5 minutes. I guess if I would have used the fresh milk, it would have taken me 10, 15, maybe. But this one only took me 5, 6 minutes. Look at this beauty. Look at this creamy. So what you do, you turn it off and you start getting the stuff ready to serve because you don't want it to get hard. Crema de Trigo. This is how my grandmother called it and my aunt. Crema. And this is cream of wheat. This is the easiest of all the hot breakfast or warm breakfast. And here's how it looks. I mean, I'm only going to use right now. I have 3 teaspoons of crema. 3 teaspoons of the trigo, cream of wheat. And typically for that, it's about maybe 3/4 of a cup, maybe a cup. You have to play by ear of milk or water. But I'm going to go a little bit different. Why? Because I'm going with coconut milk. Leche de coco. Give it another nice looking flavor. But water is enough. Definitely milk. I'm going with the coconut milk. And on this side, I'm going to have some raisins because in Puerto Rico, some people prefer raisins or some berries. Or you can go with the cinnamon, whatever you want. Oh, And not so, this is breakfast. Go with sugar. And in my case, I'm going to use a sugar replacement because a lot of people don't like to eat sugar. So I'm going with a plant-based sugar replacement that's going to serve the same purpose. So let's get started. So have this on medium heat, maybe a couple notches above. Here's the milk, coconut milk. I'm going to put a teaspoon or less of sugar. And I'm going to add this baby. Let me lower the heat. You move it because you don't want it burned. It's not going to take a long time. In fact, like the box said, 2.5 minutes. This is not science, baby. This is not science. 2.5 minutes. Let's see. Let me time it. So about 2.5 minutes. See how texture, how nice. This is sufficient for one person. If you wanted to prepare this for about 4 people, I said about 3/4 of a cup of the cream of wheat and about maybe 4 cups of milk or water, and that would have done the same trick. I use sugar, not salt. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to transfer here. Okay. And if you want it creamier, just put more milk or water or coconut milk. See, you just add more to it when you're cooking it. And it gets creamier. And you can add some raisins if you're into that. Or you can add some fruits. That's simple.